Shalom. Two kinds of strength. This week, two extraordinarily significant events unfolded, each in its own way reflecting the contrasting nature of power and authority. On the one hand, we saw the inauguration of Donald Trump as he assumed the presidency with pomp and flamboyance. On the other hand, was the emotional cliffhanger of the release of three Israeli hostages, Emily Damari, Romi Gonen and Doron Steinbrecher, achieved by an agreement that was marked by the extortionate demands of Hamas. The contrast between these events is striking not only in the sheer scale of power they represent, but also in how they highlight the nature of true strength. Donald Trump's ascension to the presidency exemplifies power in its most visible and public form. The American presidency, arguably the most powerful office in the world, offers its occupants an almost unrivaled capacity to shape policy, influence global affairs, and command a vast military and economic empire. His inauguration with a seamless and peaceful transfer of power from the previous administration served as a reminder of the stability of democratic institutions. But while this transition represented a peaceful consolidation of power, Trump's immediate exertion of authority through executive orders demonstrated his willingness to wield the might of his office. In contrast, the negotiations that led to the release of Israel's hostages were fraught with tension and uncertainty. For days, the situation hung in the balance. The hostages were released only after Israel agreed to a ceasefire that gave significant concessions to Hamas. The images of the hostages release with a mob of armed, masked men surrounding their car intimidatingly starkly illustrated the vulnerability and desperation of the situation. And yet, despite the daunting circumstances, Israel chose to prioritize the lives of the hostages. A deeper look at both events reveals an important truth. True power is not always about dramatic displays of strength. Rather, it is about the ability to act with humility and restraint when it matters most. Ben Zomer teaches in Pirkei Avot, who is mighty? One who controls his passions. A true Gibor, or mighty one, is not one who asserts power for its own sake, but rather one who is capable of holding back, of choosing restraint in pursuit of a higher goal. Israel's decision to agree to a ceasefire in exchange for the hostages' freedom is a powerful reminder that true strength is not always about dominance, but it is as much about making difficult choices when called for. In the end, Israel's humility in the face of such aggression demonstrates a different kind of power, one rooted in moral conviction and the preservation of life. The Talmud teaches that such humility has enormous repercussions for the good. Kol ha'ma'avir midotav ma'avirin al kol psha'av. Those who overlook what they are entitled to, in turn, their transgressions are also overlooked by God. In the case of the hostages' release, Israel's decision to put human life first may have far-reaching spiritual consequences. In the merits of our deal for the hostages, may we grow morally, become stronger spiritually, and may God grant us peace. Shabbat Shalom.